This is the story of Joan of Arc. The enticing story of the Maid of Orleans, Joan of Arc, who was also known as Jeanne d'Arc, was born on January 6, 1412, in the small village of Domremy in the northeastern part of France. She was a peasant girl who rose to prominence as a national heroine and a Roman Catholic saint. Her life is a compelling tale of faith, courage, and tragic destiny. Joan's father, Jacques d'Arc, a farmer and local community leader who managed the village's defenses against occasional raids by marauders. Her mother, Isabelle Romay. Known for her deep piety, Isabelle taught Joan to pray and instilled in her a strong sense of religious devotion. Joan was the youngest of 5 children born to Jacques d'Arc and Isabelle Romay, devout Catholics and modest farmers. The family owned about 50 acres of land, which allowed them to live comfortably by peasant standards. Joan of Arc, her name invokes heroism, mystique, and sacrifice. But who was she before the battlefield? Imagine a shy, teenage peasant girl transforming into a national icon overnight. Her story inspires millions, but what about the family who shaped her extraordinary path? Born around 1412 in the small French village of Domremy, Joan was raised in modest conditions. Her parents, Jacques d'Arc and Isabelle Romay, were hard-working farmers living under the shadows of the 100 Years' War. Her rural upbringing instilled resilience and a connection to the land. The d'Arc family was deeply religious, a cornerstone of their household culture. Though life was harsh, Jacques supported the family as a village official. Isabelle, known for her piety, likely influenced Joan's spiritual depth, planting the seeds of faith that later defined her mission. Joan's siblings, 3 brothers and a sister, played pivotal roles in her early life, and even her legendary rise. The eldest brother, Jacques, managed family affairs alongside their father. Pierre and Jean, her other brothers, became trusted allies, even accompanying Joan into battle. Throughout her childhood, the family modeled simple, devout lives. They were ordinary people with extraordinary bonds of love and duty. Joan's fierce loyalty to France and her spirituality mirrored the values she observed at home, long before she claimed to hear the divine voices that guided her. Joan's life changed forever at just 13. Voices from Saints Michael, Catherine, and Margaret called upon her to deliver France from English domination. Imagine a young girl grappling with faith and destiny, seeking courage to tell her family about a divine mission they could hardly understand. Her parents initially doubted her claims. Jacques, fearing for her safety, even tried to arrange a marriage for her. But Joan's conviction never wavered. She rejected conformity, choosing instead the perilous path of divine duty, a decision not only personal but transformative for her entire family. As Joan rallied France to reclaim its pride, her brothers Pierre and Jean stood bravely at her side. With her sword in hand, clad in her iconic white armor, Joan led armies with her kin close by. Though she symbolized divine intervention, she leaned on her family for strength. Their bond extended beyond the battlefield. When Joan was captured in 1430, her family worked relentlessly to advocate for her release. Heartbreakingly, their efforts failed, leading to her trial and execution. After leading French forces to several key victories during the 100 Years' War, Joan's fate took a dramatic turn in 1430. She was captured by the Burgundians, allies of the English, during a military campaign in Compiègne. The Burgundians handed her over to the English, who were determined to discredit her and break her spirit. Joan was put on trial for charges including heresy, witchcraft, and cross-dressing. She wore men's clothing to maintain her safety while leading troops. The trial, conducted in Rouen, was politically motivated, with English authorities aiming to undermine her influence and discredit the French resistance. She was found guilty, and despite her fervent defense of her visions and beliefs, the court condemned her to death. On May 30th, 1431, at just 19 years old, Joan was burned at the stake in the marketplace of Rouen. Her execution was brutal and public, witnessed by many, including her supporters, and it marked a tragic end to her mission. However, Joan's legacy did not end with her death. In 1456, after a posthumous retrial, The Catholic Church declared her innocent of the charges, recognizing her as a martyr. Joan of Arc was eventually canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church in 1920. The story doesn't end with Joan's martyrdom. Her family campaigned for years to clear her name. In 1456, Joan's verdict was overturned, solidifying her story as one of triumph and redemption. The Dark family's determination ensured Joan's legacy endured. They were humble villagers catapulted into notoriety, yet they maintained their integrity amidst fame. Their story reflects themes of perseverance, faith, and unity that resonate as powerfully as Joan's military victories. Joan of Arc, Jeanne d'Arc, did not have a husband or family. She was deeply devoted to her religious beliefs and her mission to lead France to victory during the 100 Years' War. Joan never married, and there is no evidence suggesting she had romantic relationships or children. Joan's life was focused entirely on her calling, which she believed was divinely inspired. At the age of 16, she began hearing voices that she believed were sent by saints, urging her to support Charles VII and help drive the English out of France. This mission took precedence over any personal life, and she devoted herself to her cause with unwavering commitment. Her single-minded focus on her religious and military roles meant that she did not marry or have a family, and she remained a virgin throughout her life. Joan's chastity was often emphasized as part of her sanctity and purity, particularly in her trial, where she was accused of witchcraft and heresy, partly due to her refusal to adhere to traditional gender roles. Joan's mission wasn't just hers alone, it was rooted in the love, support, and values of her family. Her unwavering courage was partly fueled by the strength of her parents and siblings. Ultimately, her journey teaches us that even history's great figures are shaped by those closest to them. After her death, however, her legacy has inspired countless individuals. Joan of Arc's story reminds us of the power of ordinary people to inspire extraordinary change. Her family's quiet resilience shaped a hero and allowed her light to shine for generations. If Joan's story moved you, share this video and spark conversations. Dive deeper into her family's legacy and explore how history's greatest figures were grounded by their origins. Let's keep their timeless stories alive together. Thanks for watching.